If you'd have asked Graham Potter at the start of last Saturday, just 8 days ago, what his perfect week would have been, he'd have probably explained what has actually been illustrated. West Ham United went to the Emirates, beat Arsenal by a goal to nil, had a few days off, went at home to Leicester and beat them comfortably 2-0. A perfect week, 6 points out of 6 as we head into a little mini break as we enter March. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are well. Happy Sunday evening to you all. Happy Sunday afternoon to you, Larry. You've got a little bit more left of your Sunday than we do. How are you, my friend?
Very good, my friend. Good. Yeah, it's cold but sunny at 2 o'clock right now here in Lexington, Kentucky.
There we are. Good stuff. And it is 1 minute past 7 here in Bruton, England. It's about -1 degrees outside. What is not to love? Let's see who's joining us in the chat before we go any further. Leslie, even though our fan base become too demanding, a comfortable win isn't acceptable. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in terms of a little bit of the underwhelming nature of our win and whether it's acceptable to criticise 3 points on the board. The ladies were 3-1 up, now 4-3 down the West Ham way.
Oh my gosh.
Back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets. First time since March 2024, 6 points, and some fans are still not happy. Well, there we are. Good evening. Michael says, Leslie, they think we should be beating Leicester 5-0. We have minimal attackers available under Potter, so never going to happen. Fathead, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Our fan base has 3 types: realists, optimists, and delusionists.
That's true.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. How was Fawlty Towers? It was very good. Some of it, I will admit, was actually better and funnier than my jokes, but not all of it. Yeah, it was very, very good indeed. Now, Larry, you had something arrive this week, didn't you?
Know what? I did. It was a pleasant surprise from Jake, Richard, and Mike, who were nice enough to get me a Bobby Moore scarf, which is outstanding. I've updated my Facebook as my cover thing, and then a nice kit.
There you go, Mike. Look at that.
I'm thinking about putting this into like a frame and put it on the wall. Like I have a jersey like that. I think it'd be perfect. Maybe I can put it up somewhere back here or something. This would be even better than Franco's flag that I've been trying to take from him from years. You know, the one that sits behind his desk. I'll put this here.
Very good. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much, Jake, Richard, and Mike. It was very kind of you to do that. I appreciate it.
Of course. Fathead says we were very good first half. Second half, we managed the game. Ferguson needs to get more game time. He looked rusty with his chance. He did. Yeah, it was the hamster. Manuel did have the hamster, and he came around and he showed it to me, and he made me smell the hamster. But yeah, he did. But it's a rat, really, isn't it? It's not a hamster. Anyway, returning to more pressing matters. So yeah, I mean, Larry, just before we dive into any details, if you're Graham Potter sat with a glass of red tonight with a weekend off, not ideal because of the FA Cup, but still, apart from that, sat with a glass of red, feet up this evening, I think he'll be pretty happy with his week's work, won't he?
You got to be. I mean, we can talk about, and we'll talk in more detail, like you said, about the game and how we're playing. But, you know, in 1 week, we got 6 points that we really desperately needed. I said after that, it was the Brentford game, that I was really disappointed in how we came out and stuff like that. So we bounced back with 6 good points. Now we're ahead of Moyes. I mean, Everton by 1 point. And I think we're comfortable now. So, I mean, we need to start seeing some improvement and stuff. But he's got to be with the injuries that we have on our attack. He's got to be happy with that.
And we're level on points with Manchester United heading into March. You told me that at the start of the season. I think that, you know, level on points with Tottenham, level on points with Manchester United. We're in a European battle. No, we're 15th. The absolute nature of a bonkers Premier League season.
Yeah,
I mean, we've talked the Arsenal game to death over the last week, so we don't really need to go there apart from second again. Ole, ole. But apart from that, I just had to do that because I can't help myself. So when we move, I mean, we haven't done a live show since the Leicester game, so I feel like we need to dive into that. And there's been, as some people have already alluded to in the chat, there's been mixed sort of reviews and mixed thoughts and views about Thursday night. It was a dull game. It was. I didn't think we were great, but we didn't have to be. Robbie Savage said on commentary in the UK, he said England. No, he said West Ham won't have an easier game all season. I genuinely don't think I've seen a poorer opponent come to the London Stadium. Leicester were absolutely atrocious. If I'd have travelled down from the Midlands for that on a Thursday night, my head would have been gone, right? As one of those Leicester fans in that away end. I thought they were dismal, right? I don't think we were too much better, but we did what we needed to do. We didn't get a second gear, Larry. We won 2-0 comfortably, and we get the same amount of points as if we dump them 5-0. Like,
Yeah, I had to watch it on replay because during the live when I was at work and stuff, and I don't know why I watched the second half at all, but the first half I watched, and it just both of the teams looked like they were just even us. I mean, we had I think overall 57% time of possession, but we're continually having an issue where we can't do anything in the final third. I mean, if you look at our goals, they were scrappy there around, but they weren't clinical goals. I mean, one was Cresswell was getting it into Kudus, and Kudus it didn't get there, and then Potato Salad got it in, and another one that I would give Bone was really begging for that goal to be his instead of their own goal, but we got that. But it's just we can probably get more details, but like Ferguson, he came on, he had another opportunity, and I guess some people in the past have criticized him on not shooting it quick enough and having some issues with that, but we've seen that at least 2 separate times. I think a lot of people are saying Ferguson's got to get more time to get the rust. I agree with that, but he's got to take advantage of these opportunities. He's had at least 2 of them where I think he should have been putting them in the back of the net. He didn't do it. And then Leicester City, man, from the last time we saw them play, they look like a defeated team. I mean, you know how Vardy's always out there with passion and giving people stick and this. I didn't, somebody might have saw it, but I just saw a defeated team.
They didn't get the ball up to Vardy enough. He didn't get the service that he'd need. They were incredibly flat. And I was actually quite staggered. And it was a team, I mean, they kept putting up on the telly. They kept putting up their next run of fixtures. They've got a horrendous run of games coming up now. And I don't see any points coming from any of it playing the way they did on Thursday night. And you felt, and I really got the sense of it was then or never for Leicester, and they put out that performance. They're down. They are well and truly dead and buried in this Premier League season. And I was actually quite stunned and flabbergasted about how poor they were in the game, considering when they're looking at the games on paper coming up, they've got the big 6, I think all of them coming up in the next 2 months or so. And you think on paper, that was a game where you feel they had to get points if they had any chance of Premier League survival. It was really, really staggering. Fired amazing. Pleased the presents were well received. Absolutely. Brilliant.
Awesome.
Leslie saying afternoon to you. Fahad says it's telling how much the players are feeling the pressure from the fans at home. The fans really need to get behind the team, whatever individuals think of the chairman. Absolutely. Fahad, the food yesterday was brilliant, but Jake got something a little different, right? So Larry, paint the picture, right? So we're in this hotel in Bristol, had a drink before the show, right? Terry was there, right? So we met with Terry, had an afternoon with the big man, right? So we walked through to where the show's going to be. Yeah, 5 tickets, that's fine, okay, tick the name off, table 9. Just before we walked off, the woman said, yep, so it's 4 adults meals and 1 children's meal. She said, that'll be chicken nuggets, chips, and strawberry ice cream. I thought, you're having a laugh, aren't you? You're having a laugh. I looked at Terry, and I genuinely don't think I've had as much stick in a half an hour period. I know what I had in that time. They were getting their phones out ready to take a picture of and to be fair, it wasn't chicken nugget. I was envisaging like kids chicken nuggets, like the size of that coming out, and like about 5 chips. To be fair, they were like chicken goujon strip things. They were breaded chicken strips, right? They were posh chicken. They weren't chicken nuggets. They were posh, right? There was about 5 of them. The chips were nicely salted. I didn't get a sachet of ketchup. I didn't even get a bottle of ketchup. I got a posh pot of ketchup, Heinz ketchup, right? Which I was pleased with as well. So all in all, my initial disbelief turned into some pretty good happiness, to be totally honest, because I was quite happy. Go on.
I was saying, did they bring a high chair to the table so you could?
No, they didn't bring a high chair. No. And luckily, because they were bringing all the. It was like an army procedure. They were bringing all the food out, and luckily, I wasn't there. I was in the toilet when they were like 1 kid's meal on the whole table, like 10 people. Luckily, I wasn't there as a 17-year-old to go. Yeah, the kid's meal's mine. Luckily, I wasn't there. But yeah, coincidentally, I got my food before everybody else. and I quite enjoyed it. So the initial sort of taking the mick out of Jake backfired, really. I'll tell you what, I was dreading it. When the woman said, so that'll be chicken nuggets, chips, and even the woman seemed a little bit like upset and a little bit sorry. She felt a bit sorry for me when she said, you got chicken nuggets and chips, but they were good. They were good chicken strips. They were nice. So,
I like a good chicken strip, chicken tender, man. If they're done
yeah,
right,
they're good.
I'll take
They were
it.
good.
I'll
And
take
the
some
chips. The chips were really nicely salted, and the ketchup in the pot. I don't know, it hit different. It was good. It was really,
I'm not
really
going to
good.
lie to you. I would like that type of meal.
It was
up my
good.
alley.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very good kids meal. I'll give him that.
Now,
And then
I saw the
Go on.
picture that Richard had of there. What it looked like Terry had like he had like some fruit or plants or something he was passing around the table or something. Was it like an eggplant or something like that?
Oh no. Basically, what happened is before they brought all the food out, they brought out this like bowl of like raw vegetables and went,
Yeah,
who's vegetarian? And someone said I'm vegetarian. They just plunked a load of like raw onions onto there and like raw carrots onto them. It was quite funny.
I saw Terry's face. It was like, it was hilarious. Funny.
Yeah, no, and then it got even better. So I don't think I was supposed to have the tomato soup for starter, and I managed to con myself the tomato soup, which was nice as well. And then I did a little deal with Terry because it was chocolate torte for dessert. Of course, I had kids' strawberry ice cream. I did a deal with Terry. He had a bit of the chocolate torte, and I had most of it, and he had the strawberry ice cream. It was brilliant.
Hey,
it worked out perfectly.
Did they give you a little toy too with your meal? You know, like
I mean, you're not the first person to say that, but no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Sorry, did Jake get less? I mean, to be fair, I think it saved out a few bob, to be fair. Right. Michael says, did you know Friday Potter have been behind closed doors under 18s and 21s versus West Ham second stream to watch players? Gillingham got 2 goals, Ings 1 goal in a 5-0 win. I did not know that.
And I tell you, Michael, kind of like, I like everybody's opinion on this, but he's definitely given a look, our younger players. I mean, Skiles is just another example. I just think more of that to come. He's open to the idea. If we don't have Prem players coming in that can do the job, and he's got some proven academy players, I really believe Potter's going to be putting them to use. And Skiles has been a thumbs up for us, right? He's doing a great job for us. So I'm glad he's doing that.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, you best believe it. I bet it was it was like a gourmet supreme. It was like a kid's meal on steroids. I tell you, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
I can take that. That sounds good.
Leicester are down. Ipswich at least have drive. Yeah, but they're gone as well. I think to Jake, he did. Luckily, it wasn't fish fingers, chips, and beans. Luckily. Absolutely, and there was no free fruit shoot involved. Try saying that after a few free fruit shoot. Blimey. Now sounds like Jake is happy with the kids. It was good. It was a good kid. Yeah, can't beat a free fruit shoot. I will not be getting a Happy Meal from McDonald's. I can confirm that. And no, I did not have a bib. You will think you're so funny, don't you? It's going to penalties, is it? I tell you what.
I haven't watched it.
I might get this up. If I do love a penalty shootout, I'm going to multitask and watch the free penalty shootout because why not? And then we can give a little bit of an update as we go through what's not to love. I do have a TV license. Watch now. I don't know whether. They're just about to start the penalty shootout. Ain't that brilliant?
Oh shoot! Let me see if it's on my TV. They should be on. That should be on.
I can't get the right. Okay, there we are. Right, I've got a split screen on my laptop now. This is brilliant. Thank you to whoever said that. That's brilliant. Right. So where did I get to on these comments? Fed him because his bedtime was next. Yeah. I can't share the screen. I will get royally shafted by the BBC.
Jake, see, you said you started this stuff. They're gonna all give you a stick now because you opened yourself up with this kids meal thing.
No, I have. I know it was. Well, I mean, my initial disgust was reversed to absolute joy. It was brilliant. It was joyous. Yeah. But anyway, returning to more pressing matters, I can't even remember where we got to. So in terms of this Leicester game, so there was people that are still not content because we didn't play well. It was a bit of a boring game, but who cares, to be honest? Yeah, I was a bit bored watching it through the second half. I'd had enough, but we got the 3 points. That's the main thing, and we can't turn our noses up at that, Larry, can we?
No, we can't. But know what I want to know? I really believe we're safe now. I really do. I mean, I think we debated last week, but I've talked to some other people. I'm surprised that the bottom 3 now could even get to 30 points the way they're playing. Southampton, they're going to be the worst in the bottom. And then watching Leicester City and with what they got coming up now, and it looks like they're a defeated team already. I don't see them coming out. Then it'll be a battle between Ipswich and then Wolves are playing somewhat better, and they got 22 points. So I would like to see us try a little bit more attack offensively to see what we have, because I think I've been saying that pretty much all year, and we have had injuries, got it, but we are having trouble, finishing and being more clinical in the box and getting them goals. The brilliant one last week against Arsenal, that was awesome. That's the type of goal you'd really like to see when Juan put it into Bowen dive and header. Those are great things, but I just like to see a little bit more attack, and it could be our players, and I think that's where Ferguson has to come in and do a little bit well. It doesn't help us that Somerville's been hurt, so we really haven't get to see his full potential, because his injury, he relapsed, so it's been a lot longer than what we have. I wish Gary was on the show, because he was the one that shut me down last week to say we weren't going to do a 3-5-2, and we actually did. So here we go, bye. Sorry, but Gary's smarter than me when it comes to this, all jokes aside. But, Potter did what I thought he was going to do, and some other people in the chat said the same thing. He stuck with what got him there. He was so proud of the boys and what they did in Arsenal. They just brought basically the same team back, and then Emerson came back and get some stuff. So I just like to see a little bit more work up front to see what we have there.
Absolutely. So we're going to make this a joint watch along for Man United Fulham penalty shootout in the FA Cup now. So if Bruno Fernandes has scored the first goal, so I'm going to be a bit behind all of you because I've got it on BBC iPlayer. So don't spoil it in the chat or whatever you do. Raul Jimenez is just stepping up for Fulham's first penalty to level things up. Or he's doing a little stutter as he goes through.
Oh, the Paqueta stutter. That South American thing he did.
Frog says, "Did you get a colouring book while you waited?" No, I didn't. No, there was no crayons. No, I just got the mick taken out of me royally about it. So that was even worse. That was even worse. Question: your thoughts on fans booing Mavropanos when he came on, expecting to play well? I didn't hear people booing him, but listen, I don't think that's right. I don't rate him as a player at all. I think he's awful, but I don't think I could boo our own player coming off the bench. It's quite a demeaning thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because and we all know, and I'm probably one of his worst critics, because I said the same thing when he came in Arsenal. I held my breath with nervousness, because he's made a lot of bad mistakes, but I don't think it's because lack of effort. I think he finds himself out of position a lot of times, or then he just does a bad pass or misplay. But I don't think he's I don't like that either, booing him off air.
Yeah, Diego Dallo has given Manchester United a 2-1 lead in the penalty shootout, coolly buried into the bottom corner. One player that I feel like we need to discuss, and somebody's already mentioned it in the chat, is Evan Ferguson. A bit concerned, to be totally honest. I expected him to start the game against Leicester on Thursday night. He didn't, and all of a sudden we're running out of games here. He's only on loan until the end of the season, and there's only 10 games left. He hasn't started a game yet, and he has not looked at home at all. Oh, that is a very good penalty into the top left-hand corner. I thought for a second, Larry, I thought that was going to go over the bar and into the Stretford end, but nestled into that top left-hand corner. That is a bullet to Desmond in the penalty shootout. But he again stuttered with a chance, a big chance, one that he should have buried. He had a good chance at home to Brentford a few weeks ago, and he just basically back passed it straight to the keeper. He had a chance which was a little bit tight in terms of with that one. Kudus passed it off to him
that was tough.
When Kudus probably should have gone alone and shot himself. But again, that was another chance. And then he had that chance against Leicester, 3-2 to Manchester United. He had that chance against Leicester. 3 chances in 3 games where he's came on. He's failed to convert any of them. And it's concerned me, Larry.
It does. And, I don't know if he's got to get that time. My only thing that he didn't start was because Potter maybe wanted to stick with the same setup that he did against Arsenal. And that's exactly what he did. So he had Kudus and Bowen up top. But I think we need to get him on the pitch more to see what he's got. Like you just hit it right on the head. We only got 10 games left. And if we want to do any negotiating or something to keep him around or anything like that, we got to see more of him. So, again, this goes back to what I said. I think we're secure from relegation now. I really believe that. So I think we need to mix it up a little bit more on the attack end, because I think, believe it or not, we had a lot of mistakes defensively this year, but we've really tightened up a little bit. I don't know if it's – and golly, Cresswell's coming back, holding it back there. And Todibo is a game changer. I'm telling you right now, he comes in, 2 clean sheets, and he's just – and you can see the confidence he has out there. But I think what I'm looking for now is I want to see a little bit more attack and see what we can do there. And we brought Ferguson in for a reason, so we need to see that because. And that's another point, though, Jake. Or is it that he's not showing anything on the training ground, and that's why Potter's not bringing it in? I don't know the answer to that. But, you always got to think, what's all the variables because he's not coming in? We can all speculate, keep the same formation, Kudus and Bowen up top, and then and not put them in. But I'd like to see some more of them. Oh, what happened? I can't see it. Dang it.
Willian has scored and Manchester United, Lindelof has missed. And now Fulham have presented themselves an opportunity to take the lead in the penalty shootout at Old Trafford. I was just about to say all the penalties have been really coolly passed into the corner. Lindelof breaks the curse. It's a good save down to Leno's left-hand side. And here Fulham have a chance. All the Man United players rallying around Lindelof after he missed. He hit it with power, but nowhere near the corner. And it was a good, smart save down in the corner from Bernd Leno. Now, I think it's Robinson has a chance to give Fulham the lead, and they have just that with one round of penalties to go. It's Manchester United 3, Fulham 4. So if Fulham score their next penalty, they are through to the next round of the FA Cup and knock the holders out at Old Trafford. I mean, that penalty wasn't in the corner from I think that's Anthony Robinson, but he sent the keeper the wrong way, deceived him. Onana didn't stand a chance. And stepping up now, Larry, is Joshua Zirkzee. What?
I just got it on and the game's over now. Or you haven't seen it, sorry.
Now, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
You cannot get the staff, can you? I mean, I've said nobody say nothing because I'm a bit behind on the iPlayer. And what do? Right? Zirkzee misses. There we are. I knew he was going to miss. And Fulham have knocked the holders out of the FA Cup. And brilliant. That's brilliant. They all run towards the Stretford end. That is brilliant. All the Fulham not the fans, all the Fulham players go onto a big thingy on the floor, whatever you call that, like just pile. They all jump it on the floor, and Fulham beat Manchester United. That is brilliant. United are out. Couldn't happen to a nicer set, could it? Zirkzee, I tell you what, as soon as he stepped up, I knew that he was going to miss that. Fulham win. They do. They do. Luckily, I didn't have the comment screen on, so I couldn't see you all ruining it for me as well. Larry did that. Anyway. Jesus Christ.
I was just showing it again right here. Oh yeah, that was a bad shot.
It was. So moving forward now, just to cap off on the Evan Ferguson thing. So we've now got a big gap between games. We now don't have a game for another 8 days. We're on Monday Night Football at home to Newcastle next, or the week after next. Really, on the Monday night, we never really do well at home to Newcastle. They always seem to beat us. So then is Evan Ferguson going to come into that game? If so, then we're nearly in the middle of March and he hasn't started a game of football for West Ham yet.
I think we got to start him. You know what I mean? And it all goes back, what happens now when we get some of our players back or up there? When this summer, I don't know when Somerville's due back. And then I know Paqueta was supposed to be out for like a month. So he's already been gone 2 weeks. So that'll be 3 weeks. So he may not be ready for Newcastle. But we got a lot of different players coming back there. So, but out of the Newcastle game, I would like to see Ferguson, but I think for Newcastle, who has a good attacking team with Isaac and all the other ones, and I think you're probably going to look at the same time. I think the same type of setup we just saw the last 2 matches. So we may not see him start. We are
playing Newcastle, but we're going to be playing a depleted Newcastle because Anthony Gordon got sent off today. And I think Alexander Isak got a red card, which means he's ruled out of not only the game against us, but also the cup final.
Oh, I didn't know that news.
A ridiculous, he pushed his head away. It was ridiculous what he did. So it's going to be a depleted Newcastle side. The players they've got left aren't going to be wanting to do too much because they've got a cup final the next week. So maybe that presents us with a bigger opportunity for that game. Absolute stupidity from Anthony Gordon to get himself sent off in such a manner weeks before a cup final and then rule him out of a cup final. I think Isak got injured, so he's going to be out as well. So they're not going to have all of their big guns for our game or the cup final, which isn't great because I wanted them to beat Liverpool, but their chance of that are slightly diminished today after a dreadful, really afternoon at St James's Park, losing to Brighton as well. So Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad time to be trying to recover a squad, though, Larry. Is that March is always,
No.
a little bit bitty because of well, we didn't have a game this weekend. We don't play till next Monday, and the following Saturday we've got Everton. Then it's a big international break, so we only
Yeah.
play 2 Premier League games in the entirety of March.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
So this is the good time to try and get the likes of Paqueta and Summerville back ASAP and have a really long glorified pre-season where Potter can assess his options and see because Summerville, brilliant Villa away in the cup. Potter's first game gets injured, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And, we haven't seen him since. So it'd be good to get him back before the end of the season so he can express himself under the new manager. But yeah, this month isn't a bad month to try and get as many players back as possible due to the sheer lack of games that we've got, Larry.
100%. It'll give us a lot more depth than we've had, so that'll be really good too. I can't wait to see Summerville back out there again to see, because when he got hurt there, like you said, it was the first match right with Potter, so he's really not seen him play. He can probably train with the team because he's got that hamstring, right? And then that's one of those things you really can't push off. And I think he hurt it again and made it a little longer. So I didn't realize if Isak and Gordon are out, man, this is our opportunity to take advantage of. I didn't realize that. So that's a game changer. We got to try to see if we can pick something up there. But and I'm curious to see if we change our formation once we get these guys back. Get the Paquetas back or get Summerville back. Definitely Summerville. But right now, like that 5, one thing we were always struggling on our midfield. And say what you will about JWP, but he does give us a little bit more pace and passing there than we had previously. So it'll be a good problem to have some good quality players come back and see what Potter's going to do with them. But I want to see some more goals. I want to see some more goals. I want to see some clinical stuff. I really do.
It's positive for Potter, isn't it? I think he'll be relatively happy with the last couple of weeks and how it's unfolded. He won't be happy with the home form, but he'll feel that he started and began rectifying that with the win at home to Leicester on Thursday night. And yeah, it will be a test in 8 days' time against Newcastle. A depleted Newcastle at that, but still a very decent side. You don't get to the Carabao Cup final being crap, do you? So they are a well-oiled machine under Eddie Howe. That's going to be a tough game. And then
good coach.
And then you've got Everton away, which is just going to be a funny old game under David Moyes. You just know what's going to happen. I know already what's going to happen. So that game could be a little bit of an anomaly. I'd love to have a trip to Goodison Park as well. So that'd be nice to say goodbye to that place for a final time. One of my favourite away grounds to visit in the Premier League. So that's going to be an interesting day as well. And then all of a sudden we're in April, where we go to Wolves away on the Tuesday night, and I go on a cruise on a Thursday, Larry. What's not to love?
This guy living the dream, cruises, going to all these matches. I need his life. Gets a kid's meal on a Saturday afternoon. What else you going to get around here? I need some of this. But
honestly, Larry, what a week I've got. That week at the start of April, right? So I've got I think it's the 1st of April is Wolves away. And luckily, because Bournemouth beat Wolves yesterday, it means that Wolves are knocked out of the FA Cup, which means that game doesn't get moved, so it stays on the Tuesday night. So we're going to go up to Wolves on the Tuesday night, and then I go on the cruise on the Thursday morning, get to Bristol Airport early in the morning, off I go. Malta, Rome, everywhere. I mean,
living the high life.
Exactly. What can I say?
Just one quick thing I want to get your thoughts on. Watching that match, it tells me something. Did you realize that there wasn't one card in that match?
Was there not?
Not one card.
I suppose not. No.
And sometimes that tells you a little something. Who's really trying to be aggressive out on that pitch, or who's just playing on their back foot, going through the motions? And did we take off some of the breaks or passing? I don't know, because we've had issues final, but not one, especially for us. But not one yellow card.
So you know what? I think that epitomizes the intensity of the game, to be honest.
That's exactly right.
It was played at a really pedestrian pace because Leicester was so bad. We didn't even get out of second gear, and I think that's something. I mean, even Alvarez didn't have to do his normal, foul to stop the attack or sliding tackle. He didn't even have to do that because they didn't get near us, to be totally honest, and we didn't really feel the need to get involved in that way. And no cards is a representation of how the game was played and just how bad they were.
Sometimes cards are stupidity cards, but sometimes it gives you something about who's really caring about passion and getting in there and, hey, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to be an aggressor. I'm going to do, some of this. 0, it's kind of like what you just said there is like, are you just going through the motions? And we saw that with Leicester, so we were like, okay, we nicked a goal, then we got that other own goal that Bowen hit in there, and it's just like. Then the second half was what it was. We probably saw nothing coming from Leicester, and we were just like, we're just going to ride this 2-0 in there. But I think the fans, you guys were there. I know you wanted to see a little bit more of some attacking and some shots on goal. I think we had 2 shots on goal out of 10. So it's just. But again, I'm not hating, because if you ask me going into that 1 week, if we were going to get 6 points out of the Leicester City and the Arsenal game, I'd give you cash for that. I'd give you cash.
Go on then.
Yeah, that's right. I'll buy your kids meal. I promise you.
Oh, all I ever wanted. A bloody kids meal. All I ever wanted.
And some chicken nuggets.
Yeah, but no, I don't do chicken nuggets. I do chicken noodles on strips, right?
That's right.
Chicken nuggets are below me, right? They saw me coming and went, we better get the posh chicken strips out. Jake's there.
Bring him
up.
You know what?
Go on.
Go ahead. I was just saying, bring him a bunch of ketchup too in a bowl.
No, it was in a really nice pot, and I had to unscrew the lid. It was well fancy.
That is fancy. High class.
Yeah. Oh yeah, only the best for me. And I had no shame in leaving one of my West Ham official business cards on the table as well. No shame.
Oh, you're a businessman. I like it.
No, honestly, I've got a box of them, so I gotta get rid of them. So honestly, 2 secs, Larry. Just entertain them. I'll show you the box of these cards I've got. Hang on. Right, I bought these ages ago. I mean, it's faded on here. Look, I've got a whole box of these. Look.
Oh my goodness! Heck yeah!
Look at them. Right, so if anybody wants a West Ham unofficial,
very nice.
Right, the Academy of West Ham and Premier League content. You see what I did there? I was quite proud of myself, actually.
That's right.
Right, on the back, it's got a QR code that takes you straight to subscribe to the channel. Right,
smart.
I mean. Not bad, is it?
Nope. Better take them on the cruise, hand them out to some people.
I will. I'll tell you what. My one regret is I should have got some that were stickers, so I could just stick them everywhere.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. Every place you go, you could stick them on a pole.
Or I put them on a wall. I'll put them on the seat at the football, and I'll put them in the concourse. That's what I should have done. But no, I've got about. Honestly, I've got about 15 million of them. So if anyone wants one, they know where to find me. But anyway, no, they're good little things. Yeah, I should carry some around with me, really. So there we are. That's my box of business cards. Do you know what? I should do? When someone asks who I am, I should go to my top pocket. I should go. They go like that, don't they? They go like that. They go. The name's Jake. No, I should go. The name's Cox. Jake
Cox. Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's what I should do.
Right. I like it. That's
what I should do. Right, let's take some final comments before we wrap things up. I'm a scammer. I'm not a scam. That's what I should do. I should put them in the bags with the sausage rolls. That's a great idea. Larry, I sold so many sausage rolls today. It was mad busy in Greg's.
What?
Mad busy.
Everybody wanted a sausage roll today, huh?
Yeah, we honestly, on a Sunday, we open for 3 less hours than we do on a Saturday. And we nearly did as much sales as they did yesterday on the Saturday today.
Was there anything going on today or down around your Greg's?
No, there was some football games going on at the park, but it was crazy. There was just people. It was constant.
I got a feeling because you've been talking about Greg's sausage everywhere you go. I think now they got some popularity, so they should give you a little cut
exactly. Maybe it's me. I mean, I've got a Greg's Jam donut here, which I'm gonna consume in a minute. But yeah. Oh, have they done the draw? Fulham versus Palace, Peony Villa, Bournemouth City. Tough game for City that away at Bournemouth. Yeah. Could be an interesting one. But there we are. Thank you very much indeed for watching our Sunday night show. This has replaced the Premier League roundup show because there has been no Premier League to round up. So this is replaced in our Sunday slot. And Larry, thank you very much indeed for joining me. I'll catch you very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Everybody have a good one.
And we may well have I don't know whether we'll do probably Sunday next week. We'll do a preview
that'd be good.
For the Newcastle game because we're going out on the lash on the Saturday, Larry. We're going out on the lash.
All right. I saw your dad. I know you didn't buy him that beer he sent me. You were...
No, I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't. No.
I said this. You got to open that wild. Got to get some oil. It hasn't been open very often.
Yeah, I should preload. I mean, even like the bacon, I should like in the morning when I get there, I should get all the bags that we put the bacon rolls and the sausage rolls and the bean and cheese melts and the steak bakes. I should just load them with the cars. I should just put one in each bag. That's a great idea, that is.
It is. I
Great
like
idea. Yeah, there we go. And then if someone orders a coffee, you should like, there's your coffee and there's a card. Yeah.
Cox, Jake Cox. There you go.
Exactly. That's sorted. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. From me and Larry, come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.
And we will see you soon right here on West Ham. Thanks for everyone getting involved in the chat. Apparently, I'm buying next Saturday. I highly doubt that. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.